If you want to develop the strength to perform strict dips, then it's really important that you don't overlook accessory work in your program design. Now, the dip is a horizontal pushing exercise, and it primarily challenges the chest, the anterior deltoids, and the triceps musculature. So thinking about building an entire training week that includes your dip-specific progressions, but also includes other exercises that challenge those muscles is really important. And these are going to be exercises that sit inside the horizontal push pattern, the vertical push pattern, and then also elbow extension. Now, I've put together a sample training week where you can see what it looks like to, on one day, focus on a specific dip progression, but then also think about including those other patterns inside of the training week to round it all out and ensure that those muscles are getting the challenge that they need to continue to grow without having to work on dips in every single training session. So on our day one, our A1, the very big priority at the top of the session, we have a weighted eccentric dip, which can be a really good variation for a client that is developing strength in that dip. They've already developed isometrics, they've already developed eccentrics, and now we're really overloading and challenging that eccentric by adding some external load, and they're going to be doing strict dips in no time at all. Now, a little bit later on in that session, you can see we've got a little asterisk on our dumbbell skull crusher, which is going to be an elbow extension exercise, which is going to challenge the triceps, which is really important for that lockout we need to achieve at the top of the dip. We shift over to training day number 2, and again, close to the top of the session, superset with our trap bar deadlift, we have a close grip bench press. Now, the close grip bench press is a horizontal pushing activity. It's going to challenge the chest, it's going to challenge the delts, all muscles that are going to be supportive of improving our strength for the dip. And even if someone doesn't have the relative strength to be able to move their own body weight yet with the dip, they are still going to be able to get a nice challenging contraction from pushing external load and not their own body weight, which will transfer over to that strength that they need. Finally, we move on to day 3, and we've got a couple more exercises that are going to continue to provide great accessory to our dip progression. So in B1, we have a dumbbell bench press, another good pushing activity. And then in C1, we have our dumbbell shoulder press. So now we're asking that client to push vertically, which is not exactly the same as our horizontal push pattern. We're going to be more focused on the shoulder than on the chest with that dumbbell shoulder press. But again, if this client is probably a beginner, if they're looking to develop their first dip, they haven't done it yet, I'd encourage you to expose them to all variations and all angles of that pushing movement, and just know that they're going to be getting stronger and improving all they need to get great, stronger dips. So in short, if you're thinking about progressing a specific movement, don't just focus on that movement. Think about the training session or the training week as a whole and incorporate movement patterns and specific exercises that are going to be supportive to building the strength you need for that one priority movement.